What's up everyone, Terraquake here, and I'm back with a challenge video. Now, you guys might have seen a lot of other people do stuff like this where they choose like a very weak Pokemon and try and go through a whole game with only that Pokemon and everything. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do today. Now, maybe it's not like a Magikarp or something, but by the title of the video, you guys can tell that I'm going to be trying to be Pokemon Blue with only one Voltorb. Now, taking a look at Voltorb's moveset in Generation 1, he doesn't really have much going for him. He doesn't get an attacking move until level 17. However, having Screech right off the bat is actually pretty nice and goes well with Tackle. But I will definitely need to get to level 17 to learn Sonic Boom before Brock. However, if you take a look at the TMs he can learn Thunderbolt and Thunder, which of course you know he's famous for not being able to learn an electric type move by level up, but we get Thunderbolt after the 3rd gym from Lieutenant Surge, so that is going to be very nice. Other than that though, he's not going to have many great attacking moves. I think Toxic would be a definitely needed move for him, but yeah, let's see how this goes. Before we get started though, I have to go over the rules for this challenge. I'll only be able to use Voltorb in battle. I have to catch other Pokemon for HM use only, but they will not be allowed in combat. I will not be able to use items in battle. Only Pokeballs and held items are allowed. And finally, I will not be using any glitches or exploits while playing through the game. To begin, I call myself TQ, which is of course short for Terraquake, because yeah, we can't fit Terraquake in those spaces. And I call my rival Blue because we're playing Pokemon Blue, and it's only fitting. I use the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Squirtle with Voltorb. I replaced Squirtle because Bulbasaur is going to be the hardest matchup for Voltorb, and I also nicknamed my Voltorb Shocky because I'm horrible at making up nicknames, and that's really the first thing that popped into my head. In the early going of the game, I'm probably just going to be screeching and tackling everything, so that's what I did in this battle against Bulbasaur. Just used Screech once. He got a critical hit to start. He actually got 2 during this battle, which is pretty dumb, but whatever. I'm hoping I can get some critical hits, because if you don't know, Gen 1, critical hits are based off your speed, so yeah, hopefully that happens, but this battle is pretty easy. After grinding in the Viridian Forest for a little bit, I went west of Viridian City to go take on the optional rival fight. Now, I knew this fight was probably going to be a little bit tough because both those Pokemon were at level 9, but I felt like Voltorb could handle it. We still had only Screech and Tackle, as you saw earlier. We don't get Sonic Boom until level 17, but what I did for both his Pidgey and Bulbasaur, I just Screeched them and then tackled away. Pidgey wasn't too much of a problem. Bulbasaur went for Growl a couple of times, and then he went for Leech Seed, but it was a bit too late at that point. And in the end, I got the win. Now, Brock was a complete pushover. Once I got up to level 17 and learned Sonic Boom, it literally took me not even a minute to defeat his team. Geodude went down with 2 Sonic Booms, same with his Onix. It was just way too easy, and I don't know why I was worried. But yeah, Voltorb got us our first gym badge. Mount Moon was really easy, so it's now rival time at the Nugget Bridge, and this time he has 4 Pokemon on his team, and he also evolved his Pidgey, which was a bit threatening. Now with the Pidgeotto, he actually went ahead and got me down to half health, which was very scary since it was only his first Pokemon, but after that he had Abra and Rattata, which did not do hardly anything, so we were good there. Rattata hit me a couple times, so I was actually pretty low heading into his Bulbasaur, but we got a little lucky, and he missed, and we got the win in the end, which was pretty nice. And yeah, our rival, not too big of a problem right now. North of the Nugget Bridge, I found the TM for Thunder Wave, which was going to be very nice for my Bulbasaur, so I got rid of Self-Destruct because I will never be using that. And you know, now we can paralyze opponents, so it's a very nice TM to have. Now it's Misty time, and her Staryu I wasn't too worried about. I knew it wouldn't pose a threat. For some reason, she started out with an X Defend, which wasn't going to help her at all. I just went with 2 Sonic Booms, and got down to 1 health, finished it off with a Tackle. Now for Starmie, I started out with Thunder Wave, and I got lucky the first time fully paralyzing it, and I just Sonic Boomed the rest of the way, and it was actually a really easy battle, and we got the Cascade badge. Now time for a 4th battle with our rival here on the SSN, and in this one I just started out by paralyzing all of his Pokemon first, and then just using Sonic Boom so that, you know, it wasn't too hard to take him out because half the time they'd be getting fully paralyzed and everything. So yeah, Pidgeotto, not too much of a problem this time around. He didn't use Sand Attack that much, and I didn't miss a lot. And yeah, Raticate now, a bit harder than Rattata, of course, but still no match for my Shocky. I don't know, that name's so bad. But yeah, Kadabra, was I worried? Not really, because it didn't even do that much. He used a random potion for some reason. I'm not even sure why, but yeah. And then Ivysaur, of course, you know, he resists electric types, but we don't have an electric type move yet, so it's all good, and we were able to take him out in the end after a little while, I guess. Lieutenant Surge time now, and just like the rival battle, I paralyzed all of his Pokemon first just to give me that advantage. And to be honest, I wasn't too worried about his Voltorb or Pikachu because knowing that they didn't have a lot of health, it wouldn't be too much of a problem to Sonic Boom my way through them. So yeah, I mean, they weren't too much of a problem. First up was Voltorb, he goes down really easily. Pikachu, for some reason, he uses an X speed on him, yet I still outspeed him after the paralysis, so it doesn't matter. And then here comes his Raichu now. Of course, I paralyzed it first, but it has a lot more health than his other two Pokemon. As you can see, Sonic Boom barely does a quarter, but then he just has terrible AI. Like, he went for Growl and then X speed or whatever. I'm just like, bruh, Lieutenant Surge, what are you doing? So after that, we get the Thunder Badge, but more importantly, we get TM24 Thunderbolt. And finally, we have a stab electric type move that is just awesome. So yes, now, these next couple of trainers and everything, like the normal trainers that I face on routes, will be much easier and the battles will be much quicker. And just like that, I'm already fighting Blue again. And this battle just, man, it was so easy. Now that we have Thunderbolt, it was a near one-shot sweep with all of his Pokemon. Pidgeotto obviously goes down easily. Gyarados being 4 times weak to electric types, easy. Growlithe can't handle a Thunderbolt, easy, because, you know, Shocky now level 43, which is pretty awesome. Kadabra goes down easily now as Ivysaur actually takes a Thunderbolt after I paralyze it, but it doesn't do much. And also, I got rid of Tackle for Swift during that training in between the 3rd gym and this rival fight, because obviously Swift is just a bit better. Now it's time for our first battle with the Team Rocket leader, Giovanni. And I know later on in the game he's going to be a lot tougher, which is what I'm pretty afraid of, but for now he wasn't too bad. His first Pokemon, Onix, goes down in 3 Sonic moves, and it doesn't have many strong moves. And then his next Pokemon, Rhyhorn, though, has Horn Attack, which does a good amount of damage, but Sonic Boom able to get the job done in the end. And then his last Pokemon, Kangaskhan, easy Thunderbolt, one-shot. So right now, Giovanni, not too big of a problem. Next up is the 4th gym in the Kanto region, which is Erica. And I was coming into this battle pretty worried because grass types resist electric type moves, so Thunderbolt wouldn't be doing much. Victory Bell actually put me to sleep twice. I got lucky waking it up on the first time, but it kept on going with Razor Leaf, which got me all the way down to 40 HP, and we got a critical hit, which probably mattered. Next up was Tangela, but he just had Constrict, a pretty weak move, and so I took him down with 2 Thunderbolts. It wasn't too hard, but now it's Vileplume, and we get very lucky as he missed his Poison Powder, and I can finish him off with Thunderbolt, earning ourselves the 4th gym badge. After grinding in the routes near Fuchsia City, it was Koga time. And I wasn't too worried coming into this battle. I was hoping it would just be a Thunderbolt sweep because we're already level 61. His Coughing goes down pretty easily. His Muck lives on 1 HP and gets a critical hit, but we take it out anyways. Next up, Coughing, easy one-shot. And then Wheezing, his last Pokemon, lives with barely any health, but we take it out with a Swift and defeat Koga very easily. Rival time at the Sylph Company now, and by now his team is almost fully evolved. His first 2 Pokemon, like always, though, are very easy. First, Pidgeot, easy one-shot with Thunderbolt, then Gyarados being 4 times weak to Thunderbolt. He's an easy one-shot. His new team member, Growlithe, though, it's not an Arcanine yet, so it can't handle anything. However, Alakazam scares me a bit. I start off by Thunder Waving it. He uses Disable, luckily only disabling Sonic Boom, so I can still hit him with Thunderbolt. And then last up, Venusaur, start off by Thunder Waving him again, and Vine Whip hardly does anything even with the critical hit. And we get a crit with Thunderbolt, taking him down, and once again, just another very easy rival fight. Second fight with Giovanni now, and luckily he doesn't have a Nidoking yet, so Nidorino, easy one-shot with Thunderbolt. Next up, Kangaskhan, another easy one-shot with Thunderbolt. However, here comes his Rhyhorn, and I don't know why I did Swift first for some reason, but he just takes our Sonic Boom so well because of how much health he has, but he still doesn't have any good attacking moves, so in the end, we defeat him. Next up, though, is his strongest Pokemon, Nidoqueen, and he doesn't resist Swift, so it's all good, but he paralyzes us, getting us below half health, and we win, but it was not by as much as I wanted to. With Team Rocket out of the way, we can now take on Sabrina. And to be honest, this is probably the easiest battle I have ever had with Sabrina. I one-shot her Kadabra, Mr. Mime, and Venomoth because they're all just too weak for me. But her last Pokemon, of course, was strongest. Alakazam lived the Thunderbolt, but it only used Reflect for some reason, and so I finished it off with another one. And yeah, like I said, probably one of the easiest battles I've ever had, maybe with a gym leader. After Sabrina, I head over to Blaine's gym to take him on, and Blaine, I don't think I'll be needing Burn Heals because your gym is very easy. I one-shot his Growlithe, Ponyta, and Rapidash while getting up to level 72. His Arcanine does take a Thunderbolt, which worries me a bit because I know my rival will have an Arcanine, but he doesn't do too much, so we finish him off and obtain the Volcano badge. Last fight with Giovanni now, and this was probably the toughest fight up to this point. I got Toxic from Koga and replaced Sonic Boom. First up was his Rhyhorn, which I immediately went for Toxic and then started swifting away. However, that wasn't doing much damage, but because of the Toxic, it didn't take too long to take him out. Next up was his Dugtrio, which I went with the Toxic, but he used Dig, but for some reason Swift still hit him, which I was surprised about, and took him out in one shot, so that was nice. However, Nidoqueen I cannot use Toxic on because it is part Poison, but Swift takes it out in 3 hits because it does not resist it. Same with Nidoking, he actually goes down in 2 hits. And last up though is his Rhydon. Luckily this thing just kept on trying to use Fisher, a very low accuracy move. We used Toxic and Swift and eventually took it down, and now we're off to the Pokemon League. Second to last rival battle now, and he was sort of a pushover this time. He started out with Pidgeot, all he did was Quick Attack, and then I took him down with one Thunderbolt. Then he went to Rhyhorn, and I did what I did against Giovanni's Rhyhorn, used Toxic and then Swift. He didn't have many strong moves anyways, so it wasn't too hard. And then next up was his Gyarados, which of course, like always, is just an easy one-shot. Then Growlithe, still not an Arcanine, so easy one-shot with Thunderbolt. Alakazam, I used Thunder Wave just like last time, and he uses pointless moves like Recover and Reflect. And last up, his Venusaur, I used Thunder Wave because he can't get Poison. It takes 3 Thunderbolts to take him out, but we win, and, you know, I'm feeling good. Time for the Elite Four. First member is Lorelei, the Ice-type user, but most of her Pokemon are part Water, so I'm hoping for the one-shot sweep here. Dugong goes down 1 hit, Cloyster goes down 1 hit, Slowbro goes down 1 hit. Her Jinx actually lives a Thunderbolt, but it doesn't do hardly any damage. And then her Lapras goes down 1 shot. So for the first Elite Four member, that was extremely easy. Second Elite Four member is Bruno, and I'm kind of worried coming into this one, knowing that he has 2 Onyxes. He actually starts out with the first one, so I do what I've been doing, using Toxic and then Swift. He goes with an X Defend, which makes the battle a little bit longer, but we eventually take him down after plenty of turns. Then he sends out Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Both of them cannot take a Thunderbolt to save their lives. They go down easily. Then it's time for his second Onix, do Toxic and Swift again. If I didn't have Toxic, I don't think I'd be able to beat this guy. Thank goodness Voltorb can learn Toxic. But last up is his Machamp, which I know is a very strong attacker, and Voltorb's defenses aren't that great. So I start out with the Thunder Wave, and he gets fully paralyzed, and surprisingly, 1 Thunderbolt takes him down. Next up is Agatha, the Ghost-type user. However, 2 of her Pokemon aren't even Ghost types, and she was surprisingly easy. Most of her Pokemon went down with 1 hit besides her final Gengar, which did take a hit, but she used a Super Potion for some reason, so that didn't really help her at all. And yeah, Agatha, definitely the easiest battle I have ever had against her. The last Elite Four member is, of course, Lance, the Dragon-type master, and he starts out with the Gyarados, but you already know what happens to Gyaradoses. Next up is his first Dragonair, which I get a critical Thunderbolt, taking him out, and I actually need that critical hit because his next Dragonair doesn't go down with 1 Thunderbolt, but he misses, so we take him out. Aerodactyl, weak to lightning types. I go with Toxic for his Dragonite, poisoning him, but it didn't even matter because he just used Agility. So now we defeat him, and there's only 1 trainer left. And of course, the champion of the Kanto region is your rival, Blue in my case. So here we go, guys. Can we beat Pokemon Blue with only 1 Voltorb? He starts out with Pidgeot, easy Thunderbolt takedown. Next up, it comes his Alakazam. I paralyze him like always, and he gets fully paralyzed. Just seems like deja vu. Thunderbolt, finish him off with Swift, but now he has a Rhydon. This is probably his toughest Pokemon. I use Toxic and just Swift, which hardly does anything, but over time the Toxic just takes him down, and he uses dumb moves like Tail Whip and Leer. Gyarados, again, you already know what happens to them. He now has an Arcanine, and he uses Leer. I don't know what to say, man. It's just too easy. Thunder Wave, the Venusaur, he uses a X Special for some reason. I decided to go with Thunderbolt, which doesn't really do that much, and he's gathering light now. Uses a Solar Beam, bringing me down to half health, but it's too late. We've defeated Blue. We have defeated Pokemon Blue with only one Voltorb. So is it possible to beat Pokemon Blue with only one Voltorb? Indeed it is. And I had a lot of fun making this video because I've never really done a challenge like that, and I've seen other people do them, so I wanted to try one myself, and it worked out pretty well for me. I really didn't have any tough battles in here. I think once I got Thunderbolt, it was a lot smoother ride. Leaving a like and subscribing would help me out a lot and show that you guys enjoyed this video just as much as I did. So, leave a comment telling me if you like these challenge videos, because I like them too, and I will make more of them for you guys. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.